We're preparing to move into a new house, and when my husband's best female friend found out, she decided to move in with us. I was about to object, but my husband immediately agreed. To make things worse, he even gave my daughter's master bedroom, which was meant to be her children's room, to her son and made our daughter move to the basement. When I voiced my disagreement, he dismissed it, saying, "Grace is my close friend, don't overthink it. Her son is like my son. Of course I want him to have a better room." When I still stood my ground, my husband and his family began criticizing me, calling me selfish. Unable to stand their unfairness, I moved out with my daughter. After my daughter and I left, they started to panic. After living in the old house for many years, our family finally decided to buy and move into a bigger house. A year before we moved, I started selecting the location, checking property prices, and making renovation plans. As my husband's family is least interested in anything related to it, I did everything on my own, from renovations and the house's payment to the property fees. I didn't mind though, because my family's happy faces were the most important thing for me. I even bought a new car for the family when my husband's sister, Kelly, remarked that the new neighborhood was posh, and that having no car would be embarrassing. I carefully planned everything, taking into account everyone's preferences, including who would stay in which room. However, just a day before we were set to move, my husband dropped a bombshell. "Emma, Grace heard we're moving into a new house," he said, walking towards me. "So she wants to stay with us. Since all the rooms are full, I'm moving Ava out of her room and having her stay in the basement instead." While I stared at him stunned, he handed me the key to the basement door. "What? We're moving to a new house, and you want to let an outsider live with us?" "Yeah, Grace and her son's house is old and run down," he replied. "Now that we have a new house, of course, I want them to stay with us." "Oh really, Jason?" I snapped. "When my parents wanted to stay for a couple of days after we move in, you firmly said you don't like having outsiders in the house. Now aren't Grace and her son outsiders?" Jason frowned and looked at me. "Are you crazy? How can you compare your parents to Grace?" He frowned. "We grew up together and in my heart we are family. The house has no extra rooms, so Ava has to stay in the basement." I glanced at the basement. It was next to sewage pipes and right by the elevator. Hence so noisy. "So you will give your daughter's sunny room to your best friend? And make her stay alone in a windowless, poorly ventilated, dark and damp basement? What's wrong with the basement? If it's too dark, we can turn on more lights. In that room, she can sing and jump around without anyone bothering her. She'll have more freedom." Every word coming out of his mouth shot up my anger, but I kept my composure and looked at my in-laws, hoping for support. Women are always so petty. My father-in-law muttered with dissatisfaction and settled on the couch while my mother-in-law approached me. "Emma, Jason and Grace have been close since they were little. And right now, Grace is having a tough time raising her son alone. Jason just wants to help her out. I'm sure Ava can manage. It's just a matter of sleeping at night, after all." "Yes. And dear sister-in-law, Ava is healthy while Grace's son is weak." My husband's sister, Kelly, chimed in while coming out of the bathroom. "The doctor said he needs more sunlight, and Ava's only room gets plenty of sunshine." Everyone sounded so absurd that I almost laughed and hugged my daughter, who was on the verge of tears. "The way you all are siding with them, I feel Grace's son is Jason's biological son and your grandson, not Ava." "What nonsense are you talking?" Jason's face darkened. "Grace was raised by my parents. We're like a family, and now they have no place to stay, so of course they will live with us. I just don't understand why you are making this big fuss about Ava staying in the basement. What is the harm?" Before I could fight back, the doorbell rang. Kelly rushed to answer it, only to find Grace and her son standing at the door with 2 huge suitcases. "Grace, we all were waiting for you. Come in quickly." Kelly happily greeted Grace and her son at the door. "I've missed you so much. If you hadn't gone abroad and had married my brother back then, we'd be a family now." My mother-in-law walked past me and grabbed Grace's hand, smiling broadly. "Exactly. If you hadn't moved away, you and Jason would have married long ago, and Noah would be my real grandson. Come on, come in." "Oh, come here, my big grandson." My father called her son Noah, opening his arms. The whole family gathered around Grace and Noah and showed no hesitation in expressing their fondness for them. At that moment I felt utterly disheartened. I covered my daughter's ears, trying to protect her from the hurt. Although Grace and Jason had grown up together as childhood sweethearts, she left Jason after his business failed and married someone else abroad. I was the one who stayed by Jason's side and helped him pay off the debt of $5 million. Kelly and Jason were twins. When we got married, she was still in college. After I joined the family, my in-laws stopped working and stayed at home, citing health problems. As a result, I also took on the responsibility of paying Kelly's school tuition and living expenses. I had helped her pay off her student loans. By relation, I was her sister-in-law, but in reality, I was more like her mother. On top of that, I gave my in-laws a monthly allowance of $20,000 and took care of all their meals and needs. I wasn't just a daughter-in-law, but an ATM and a full-time maid. I had put so much into this family. Yet now I was being overshadowed by a woman who had abandoned Jason when he needed her the most. Seeing the cold look on my face, Grace smiled smugly and came over to me feigning humility. Sorry, Emma, if it weren't for me and Noah suddenly coming back, Ava wouldn't have to stay in the basement. I was thinking of renting a place, but Jason said it's unsafe for a mother and child to live alone. So he came up with this solution. I didn't expect it would come at the cost of Ava's comfort. I even agreed to stay in the basement, but Jason said Noah's health is poor, and he needs to stay in a sunny room. Kelly spoiled Noah, pouring him a glass of juice. But he is right. Kelly butted in while pouring Noah a glass of juice. Noah is weak. How can he stay in such a place? It is dark and damp, with so many sewage pipes and loud noises. Ava is healthy. It doesn't matter where she sleeps. Auntie, I want more. Noah's sweet voice brought laughter and joy to everyone except me. Jason, noticing my sour face, came beside me and wrapped his arm around me. All right, I know it's unfair to Ava, but we have no other choice. Hey, look. Remember that Barbie doll Ava wanted? I'll buy it for her. I promise. I grabbed Ava's hand and held it up in front of him. Pay up $36,000. That's outrageous. I have agreed to buy it, don't expect me to pay for it. If you're not paying, why did you even agree? I rolled my eyes at him and then gave a mocking smile. Oh, I forgot, your monthly salary is only $2,500. Even your yearly salary wouldn't cover it. His jaw clenched, but I didn't care. Over the years, he had completely forgotten that I was the one supporting this family. Everything the family wore, ate and lived in was provided by me. Not to mention the $5 million of debt and $100,000 of dowry. Without me, this family would have no roof on their head and would be begging on the streets. At that moment, suddenly Noah began whining. I want fried chicken, I want fried chicken. My mother-in-law intervened us, her voice stern as she scolded me. Can't you see Noah wants fried chicken? Stop arguing with your husband and take care of the child. Really, you don't understand anything. I let out a chuckle. I was too understanding, and that's the reason why this family were able to walk all over me. If he wants it, just order it. You're his grandmother, you can't be stingy. I replied, throwing a plastic smile at her. Or is it this claiming him like your real grandson are just empty words? Emma, how dare you talk to my mother like that? Jason snapped. Mom is getting older. How would she know how to order food online? Now please do the needful. I feigned concern. Oh, is it? Mom, you didn't tell me that you can't use the internet. Our new house has all these smart home systems. Maybe you should then stay here only. It would be more comfortable for you. Who says I don't know how to use the internet? She rolled her eyes at her son. Emma Serfin Pro. I know how to use every app. Don't think I'm not updated with today's technology. Well then, since you know how to use every app, why don't you hurry up and order the fried chicken for Noah? Or is it that you don't want to? Who says I don't want to? Noah is my first grandson, my mother-in-law retorted, her face scrunched as she fiddled with her phone and placed the order. When the fried chicken arrived, my mother-in-law refused to give Ava any and served everything to Noah. That little girl is so greedy, Kelly sneered. She sees something good to eat and immediately wants it, not even realizing it's not for her. I grabbed Ava in my arms, giving her a sense of belonging. Let's go, darling. Mommy will take you out for a treat. Jason watched us in shock and anger as we turned to leave. We're moving tomorrow, and you're running off instead of helping to pack. Jason said after me, but I ignored him. Are your hands just for show? Can't you help with the packing? I took Ava to have her favorite pizza, then to an amusement park. Ava was so happy that she hugged my neck as she laughed. "Mommy, it feels so good when it's just the two of us," she said, her eyes sparkling. I kissed her cheeks and squeezed her in my arms. "From now on, it'll just be the two of us," I assured her. Since the whole family felt Grace and Noah were better, I would let them have what they wanted. I spent the day playing with Ava, then dropped her at my parents' house and headed back home. The house was dark. No one bothered to check on me and Ava once, and had all gone to bed. I made my way through the dark to my room, and as I turned on the light, a shrill scream pierced the air. "Ah!" Startled, I looked up TPC Grace, wearing a revealing spaghetti-strap nightdress and curled up in Jason's arms. My chest tightened, and the anger that had piled up inside me all day came out. "You slut!" I yelled and slapped Grace across the face once and then twice. "Emma, what the hell are you doing?" Jason shouted back, shielding Grace behind him. "Why are you hitting her in the middle of the night? We were just lying together talking, and accidentally fell asleep." "Really? Talking? In lace lingerie under the covers? And accidentally fell asleep? It's all because of you," Jason defended. "You weren't home and Grace helped me pack. She got sweaty so she showered. After a shower, she naturally wears a nightgown. We were so tired we just fell asleep talking. Isn't that normal?" "Ha ha ha, nice story." I let out a bitter laugh. "If I didn't come back, why didn't you call me? Were you afraid I'd interrupt you and your friend's little chat? Why couldn't you talk in the living room instead of the bedroom?" Jason had no answer and turned away, shaking his head. I didn't believe him a bit. I stepped forward, grabbed Grace's hair, and yanked her out of the bed. "Get out, unless you want all three of us to sleep together." Grace clutched her head and cried, tears blurring her vision. "Jason, help me." Jason glared at me and shoved me aside. "Let's go, I don't want to stay here with this crazy woman," he said, walking Grace away with him. As they left, I quickly locked the door behind them. I changed the sheets and blankets and slept soundly through the night. The next morning, as soon as I woke up, Jason stormed in, his face dark with anger. "Locking your husband out of the room. Is this how you act as a wife?" he said. I met his raging eyes. "That's an odd thing to say. I've been giving you 2 chances. If you're not thankful, that's fine, but don't try to turn things around on me. I've said it before, Grace and I are just friends. You're my wife." I sneered. "Oh, so now I'm your wife? I thought once Grace came back, she'd be your wife instead." Jason's face turned red, veins bulging on his forehead when Grace appeared, playing the good guy. "Emma, it's my fault. I didn't mean for you to misunderstand. Today is a happy day. We are moving, let's not fight anymore." Grace is so thoughtful. My mother-in-law came in and praised her. The next was Kelly to add, "Emma, if you can't be as considerate as Grace, at least stop throwing tantrums. If you continue with this attitude, Jason might really leave you." Seeing everyone on Grace's side, I could see that the smug look in Grace's eyes was almost spilling over. Jason grabbed the car keys, his face still cold. "Since it's moving day, I won't argue with you that we'll go to the new house first. You stay here and finish packing. We'll meet the movers there." I looked at the mess on the dining table and the chaotic house with a cold smile. "All right, you guys go ahead. I'll make sure everything is cleaned." After they left, the moving company arrived quickly. "Miss Emma, do you need to move all of this?" one of the men asked. "No." I smiled and pointed at my and Ava's luggage. "Just these, the rest you can treat as trash and dispose of."